This is a petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship that our office filed November 15th, 2024. There has been a counter petition filed by Ms. Hunt, and this case has been reset one time already back in June. As far as the issue today, it's Mr. Gutierrez is requesting a continuance for time to hire an attorney. And mom is not in agreement to that. She's wanting to move forward today.
Can you be more specific about what kind of counter petition that's on file, and is it set for today? Am I hearing something else too, or is it in
It's
conjunction?
a counter petition in suit affecting the parent-child relationship.
Does it ask for anything different or any additional things that is it normally asked for, like in your pleading?
It's a normal pleading, yes. It's got all the standard language.
Okay.
And then in her answer, she did state her position to most of the issues on hand.
I don't have a copy of that now. I could take the time to try to log in remotely. I don't have all the electronic files up. I haven't had needed them so far, and that's probably going to take too much time right now anyway. So I won't look at that yet, but maybe if you have it or can email me her counter petition, that's probably the only thing I would need to look at that I'm not already aware of. Because I know what your pleadings look like, Ms. Teague, so.
Yes, I can definitely email it to you, Judge.
Okay, well, and if we were to have a hearing, have you been able to negotiate anything, or it'd be a full-blown hearing on every single issue?
I believe we have some of Dad's positions before he requested time to hire an attorney. So we're aware of a little bit, but after he requested, we did not do any more negotiations. So we could move forward today, but as far as I'm aware, that there is a contested custody in this case. So it may be a longer hearing as well.
How old is the child or children?
The child is a little over a year old.
Okay, well, I take these things seriously, and I know it's late in the day, and I know I'm tired. I don't know how y'all are doing, but if it's an emergency or something, I can always put some kind of emergency orders in place. I could probably in an hour or less do a temporary orders hearing, which would might be possible if it's a full-blown custody with a final order on a 1-year-old. The chances are I won't do that because of the young nature of the child, and I'm not going to pressure myself or yourself into any positions. So even if I do something today, you would still have the right to come back with or without a lawyer. Hint, hint, Mr. Gutierrez, if I can put something in place today. But I haven't heard your request yet, so let me consider that first as a preliminary matter. Ms. Teague, you want to call witnesses on that?
Yeah, I'll call Mr. Gutierrez first. Mr. Gutierrez, can you please state your full name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. First name Angel, middle name Giovanni, last name Gutierrez.
Okay, and is it your position today that you're requesting a reset or a continuance for time to hire an attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I believe that's the position that I'm going.
Okay, if the court orders some temporary orders today, would you be willing to participate in the hearing?
Um, I would say so. Hopefully, so I can see my daughter. But if I need to, like I said, reschedule something, then with an attorney present, then I'm all for it.
Okay. How long do you think it'll take you to hire an attorney?
To find a good one. Uh, I'm pretty tapped into the law field in my hometown, and I have some lawyer friends up in Dallas and stuff like that. So I'll definitely keep on reaching out to them and see what they tell me. I'm just not too sure on the process of how long it would take to acquire an attorney for something like this. But it's something I could hop on as soon as I get off the call with you guys.
Okay. Um, Nothing further for Mr. Gutierrez.
Um, did I hear right? There's a 1-year-old and you're asking for primary custody of that child, Mr. Gutierrez? Is that what I'm gonna hear?
Not necessarily primary. I just want to be able to have time and see my daughter and build a relationship with her. I just don't feel that it's 2 hours a week. is enough time to build a relationship with the child, especially my daughter. Every time I see her, she looks different than I've seen her previously, so it's kind of heartbreaking every time I see her, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to establish a real connection with my daughter, and
Well,
I'm actually have some time to build that.
you haven't tried, because I see if this case is filed since November of last year, and y'all may have been served even as early as last year. You haven't
Mhm.
tried to talk to a lawyer yet, knowing this case was going to
Um,
court?
I just I didn't
You didn't know what it was
I
going to
didn't
be
I
like?
didn't I didn't know the stance that um mother was going to take on this. I didn't know that it was going to go like that. I thought I was blindsided by everything. I just thought it was something completely different than what it was, and my eyes have been opened to what the reality of things are. So that's kind of where I'm at. It was just something that wasn't planned on mine because I wouldn't do something like that for my character in person, but I like I said, it was just my hand was pushed, and I'm just doing what I need to do to
Okay.
establish something with my daughter, and I'm
Well,
willing
let
to
me
fight for that,
ask,
do what I need to. So
let me find out real quick before I get into a hearing or don't get into a hearing. Is there a distance problem between you all, or is it something else that's keeping you from seeing the child?
no, ma'am, no distance. I was residing in San Marcos, where my daughter's at.
Okay,
I'm
you're both in the
currently
same county?
about
Okay,
currently about 15 minutes out now, no more than 20. Um, this was
okay,
the only
It,
problem I would say
sorry.
about the thing. Go ahead, yes, ma'am.
okay. No, I'm just trying to sort it out a little bit since I have a limited time and I know what I'm looking for so that I can do all this. But okay, well, okay, you're asking for a reset, and you don't think it'd be in your interest to have temporary orders to see what I end up doing as far as visitation, or you think I'm going to deny
Um,
visits, or what?
I don't necessarily think you'll deny visits, but like I said, based off what I saw, she had a whole presentation and different things, pretty much, like I said, just kind of painting a different narrative. For sure, it might look well like it looks like, but I feel like the narrative is definitely warped into going against me in all ways. Not the full narrative isn't fully displayed on both ends, so that's kind of the
Okay.
reason why I brought the attorney. Um,
So would you have witnesses too, or
uh,
to
my,
dispute whatever's being said, or not?
I mean,
Just
I definitely have some sort of rebuttal to certain cases and certain things that were stated, but most of that stuff that was used was recorded from their personal belongings, cameras, recorders, anything that they had. That's all upon them. So I don't have any access to stuff like that or their end. So but I do have stuff that could rebuttal anything certain things within that presentation.
so you'd rather have time and get a lawyer and buck up and get do some
If
things rather than just taking your chances with a he said, she said on whatever I might do today with
um you like you said, if you rule something out today, then something else can be put in place further into the
well,
court here, correct? Or if we reschedule something, or if I select
well,
an
you're
motion
the
to
one that's
appeal.
asking for continuance. That's why I'm asking the reverse is like, if I didn't grant it, I'd put something in place that might be to your benefit, but then again, I don't know what's gonna come up. So, and I have limited time. Okay, anything you want to say on the continuance and why you're wanting the continuance?
Uh, just want my baby girl. Like I said, I thought this was going some completely different way, and I was just blindsided by everything. I thought after the first court hearing, I haven't had any conversation with Kirssa in any way. I've tried to reach out, and like I said, it was just something completely different. So that's the reason that I was trying to go that way, because it was just something I was just caught blindsided by everything, the way everything had went. That's the only reason I had requested
Okay.
to an attorney.
Well, you know, it takes money to hire a lawyer, even if they're friends, maybe. I don't know if they do it for free or
Oh,
not.
no, no,
Be
100%.
careful what
Yes,
you
ma'am.
ask for.
Yeah,
Okay. But
yes,
you
ma'am.
don't think you would know whether it'd be a month or a week or how quick?
Uh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Wouldn't say it would be that long. I would definitely try to do it as fast as possible to relieve this headache from anybody else, but no, ma'am. Like I said, I'm not too familiar how long it would take to onboard an attorney.
Okay, I'm looking at my calendar to see. I have in-person dates in Hays County too, whether maybe sometimes the custody case might be best with lawyers and
Mm.
and possible witnesses to be in a courtroom instead of on the computer. But I have some options to consider. Okay, let me hear from Ms. Hunt, Ms. Teague.
Yeah, I'll call Ms. Hunt. Can you please state your name for the record?
Yes, Kirssa Cheyenne Hunt.
Okay, and is it your position that you're opposed to a continuance today?
Yes.
Okay, and can you tell the court why?
So we had been served back in November of 2024 that this case would be happening. So Angel and myself had been served papers back in November of 2024. He's known from November to June if he wanted to get an attorney. And during June, we could not come to an agreement during mediation. And since that time, we've had 8 weeks for him to decide until this second court date that he would like to reach out to an attorney or get any legal counsel in the matter. And I don't see why of those 9 months, 9 to 10 months that he's known that this case is going to happen, that there should be a continuance for legal representation. And he's known that I had put a counter petition in because I'm required to notify him of the counter petition, which was filed back in, I think, December of 2024. So he could see on paper my position of what I was counter petitioning for the interest of our daughter. And I have fully prepared all of my evidence and reasoning. I've done that all myself, no attorney needed. I have full recordings and messages between both parties, even the ones between him and my mother, who has been the point of contact for visitation with our daughter, between Angel and my mother, since she's been supervising those visits. Yeah, I don't see any reason for there to be a continuance when there's already one.
Are you fully prepared with all of your exhibits to go forward today?
Yes.
Okay. Are you opposed to doing temporary orders today?
If that's what the judge think is in the best interest, is to grant temporary orders, then that's fine. But I would really push to get everything figured out with final orders today, just because I am fully prepared. Angel has had the same. I've had to notify him and send him the information that I have. So I don't see any reason not to, unless we are just pressed for time and the judge doesn't feel comfortable giving out orders with the restriction of time.
I've done things on short notice and I've done things with hours, but it depends. Each case is so different. But I guess, Ms. Hunt, I'm curious about what kind of evidence do you have, and have you shared it with anybody?
Yes, I've shared with the Attorney General office. I've shared with Angel and the courts. I'm sorry?
When?
I filed the last presentation that I had made. I had filed it on June 11th, the morning of June 11th. And then this past one, I filed it on August 12th with updated things that have happened since the last court date. When
you say you filed it, do you know where you sent it exactly, specifically?
I sent it to the emails that were required on our court paperwork to the OAG. I can pull up the email addresses, and I sent it directly to Angel because he doesn't have representation, so that's who I was required to send it to.
And what is it exactly? How many pieces of paper? How many recordings? How long are they? How tedious is this going to be on the computer?
I have a full presentation that's about, I think it was 28 slides in total. But I have them broken up into major incidences, which there have been 3 major incidents of violence that have happened. I have it indexed, basically. So if you just needed to see his physical violence, his threats that he has made, his concerning behaviors toward our child, his inconsistencies regarding scheduling, his refusal to give a schedule, his inconsistency with showing up, and him making threats that he does not want our child and is fully prepared to give up his rights, and does not want to be her father. I have all of that indexed and examples and evidence of those recordings and videos and messages through my presentation.
And so what are you asking? If I were to have any kind of hearing today with a temporary final, what would you be asking for today in terms of custody and visits?
I would be asking for him to have supervised visitation and myself to have sole conservatorship.
Well, I don't know if you know what that means. He still has rights and duties, no matter we call you sole or not. But you're saying there's rights he shouldn't have, or you're okay with all the rights that the law gives him, other than the visitation and or what? What do you say?
My main concern is her education and medical choices. I don't think he's of sound mind, and he has shown in the past that he makes questionable choices towards her health. And that's my main concern about conservatorship. If I have no problem notifying him of doing things before I make decisions. I will gladly take his input on things. It has never been my intention to take away his rights. Like, it's just I want what's best for Antonella, and it's shown with the proof that I have that the best interest for her has been what we've been doing, which is him having visitation with her and nothing more.
Well, just because she's a baby, because you're not involved in anything, but kids grow up, kids go to school, kids do activities. You're saying he shouldn't have any rights to any of that down the road either. Just
I'm happy if he wants to, if he thinks she should be in certain sports, if he wants to participate in those certain sports, if he wants to come to her games, I don't mind. If he wants to like be at those practices, I don't mind any of that. I want him to be in her life. I just think it's best that he's not able to that he doesn't have joint conservatorship over those important choices, because it's been shown in the past that he's not capable of doing that.
So what's your child's birth date? I heard she was over 1 year old. How much over?
She is 13 and a half months right now. She was born June 27th, 2024.
And this thing was filed in November of last year. So you went to an AG pretty quick.
Yes, because of his behavior, and it was just needed for there to be something established.
And if I went forward, how long would it take me to read or view photos, screenshots, and recordings as you say you have?
If you really had the intention of reading and listening to everything,
Well, if you have the intention of providing them as exhibits, I have no choice. If you're
yes,
presenting
ma'am.
the case that way.
Yes, if I would I honestly can't say. I would definitely take the remainder of the hour to make your judgments about the exhibits.
Okay. But you're not intending to hire a lawyer yourself?
I'm sorry?
You're not intending to hire a lawyer yourself?
I will most likely seek legal counsel if he is going to, because I've tried to do this without having to do legal counsel or even try to come to an agreement during mediation, and it just hasn't been possible. So if he wants to seek legal counsel, I feel I'm going to have no choice but to do the same.
Okay, well, with a very young child, there's a lot of issues that I look at, and she's very young, so chances are I won't do a final order whenever I see you at all, because I don't know how it's going to turn out. If he hasn't had visits or anything that's supervised and very, very limited, I'd like to see it play out and maybe increase as we go, or it might be several hearings down the road before I'm ready to tell you I have an answer for you till she's 18. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know anything about y'all except what you present. Now, if you're telling me you're presenting all this stuff that's against, well, him having any kind of regular visits or rights or duties, I'd like to have that time to be able to review it. And frankly, I'd rather he have a lawyer to defend it, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to see or how bad it's going to be. And I take these things seriously, and I'm looking at the clock. It's already 4:23 just to think about this and talk about it. So more and more less inclined to hear it today, since just because of the time crunch. And it's not
Mhm.
anything you did, it's not anything anybody did wrong. And I've been working diligently all day with very few breaks and no lunch. And I don't think I'm in, I can't be here till 6 or 7. I can't do that. And that's what this is probably gonna take. But I'm looking at the calendar. I also think custody is a big deal, even custody, whether it's joint or sole. The law presumes joint unless you can prove something to rebut that. And you have that right to try. But with a young child, again, I don't know what I'll do, whether I'll start with supervisor or not, depending on what I hear, or maybe with a witness or two that could corroborate your story or not, or and maybe in person if you're going to have that many things to present, because if you present them on a computer, my eyes are tired and they have to screen share, and then you have to blow things up, and then you have to read them, and then it just takes a lot longer on the computer than it would be in real life. But I do have some dockets in person. One coming up in Hayes next month on September 25th. That I'd much rather have you in person with lawyers, or whoever gets a lawyer, with a chance to have your day in court more than your 30 minutes in court now that what's left. That's where I'm headed. Why should I not do that, Ms. Hunt?
That's fine if you think that that would be your best judgment. I'm completely fine with that. That sounds
Yeah,
fine to me.
it's serious, and let's go for the in-person, the old-fashioned way, if you got all that much evidence to present, and give you a chance to get a lawyer if you want one, but get him a chance to definitely get one, because now that you're aware and you can't say you're blindsided anymore, I need you to be better prepared than whatever you might be today, where I get a he said, she said, and I don't know who to believe, and
No,
she's
yes, ma'am.
evidence, I don't know what it is, but you need to review it or get a lawyer to help you review it. Or come back.
And Judge,
Lots of people represent themselves in my court. That's not a problem, or higher courts too. But today might not be the day to try to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Teague, yes,
and
ma'am.
I know I think you're preferring it in person, but our office is aware that September 11th, that's a Zoom, but it's a low case docket. So if we're preparing for a longer hearing,
It is not an
that's
in-person.
also, no, it is on Zoom.
How many do you have for September 25th in person?
I'm not sure. I can check.
I can't check with my coordinator. She's on vacation right now, and I don't have access to her.
I can check off our records. I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll be as accurate, but let me see.
Because, I take lawyer cases first, and y'all show up at 8:30 to try to confer or check people in. I take the bench at 9 o'clock to start hearings, and y'all, if it's in person, I expect to take these people first instead of last, like today. I don't want this to happen to them again, since they've been patient today. However, if it's on Zoom, how low is the 11th and how high is the 25th as far as case numbers?
Yeah, let me look. I know those are typically higher caseloads because I think those are our enforcement days.
Yeah.
So I think there's 27 cases on the 25th.
Are some of them Zoom? Can you tell? A hybrid?
I'm sorry.
Are some of them Zoom, or is it a hybrid docket, or is it all in person? 27, yeah.
I believe those are all in person, Judge. Yeah, not a hybrid on the 27th. I mean, I'm sorry, on September 25th.
I'm sorry, the 25th. Jeez. Would y'all rather be in person or on the computer with whatever you have, lawyers and or all this evidence? Let me ask Mr. Gutierrez. You don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either word. I just don't know what, I guess, said attorney would say, just based off, I guess, availability. But I'm always ready to go in person. I used to do this in high school, so I'm ready for in person if you want to do in person.
What did you used to do in high school?
I was a part of a law magnet in Texas, a law magnet program. So we always used to go to law court and
Yeah,
work
I
in
never
there.
thought you'd be here a year later or something. A couple years later.
No, man, not in a million years that I think I'll be here with this girl.
Okay, September 11th, how many cases on the Zoom docket, Ms.
As
T?
far as I'm aware, we have 5 set for that day right now. And we can keep it low, on account that we've got a longer hearing.
Well, the good news is I write down my priority cases where they got bumped last time or they were long the first time, and I know they're gonna be long the second time. I don't have any priorities that I've listed for the in-person one the 25th, so I'd be willing to take this one as a party case and then spend the rest of the day with everybody else.
Are we talking about the September 11th or September 25th?
No, I'm talking right now about the 25th. But
Okay.
I haven't made any cases a priority because I usually keep track of them and write them down so I know how many I have, or don't put too many priorities on one docket. So just because you have that many cases doesn't necessarily mean a lot of them might be first time settings and don't need much more than a first appearance or a short something or other. Yeah, you're not aware of any priority cases for the 25th, are you?
I am not, but I believe that's our enforcement day. And I don't know if we usually set those as priority cases, but I'm not aware of any.
Well, their show causes, they either show up and they usually either ask for lawyers or I'll do something short or reach agreements. And if their first appearances, if that's what usually happens, but I don't know. Okay, and your preference, ma'am, whether I do the in-person one on the 25th and make your priority or try to do the computer on September 11th?
I have no preference, ma'am.
I do have a preference. For these kind of cases, I'd rather be in person. I just, in my gut, go back to the old-fashioned way than the computer thing. It's a lot harder, a lot longer, a lot more tedious. And there's the YouTube thing that I don't know what's going to come out. I'm trying to protect everybody and myself, and try to be an open court. Or have
Yes,
to be
ma'am.
an open court. So I'm going to pick the 25th in person as a priority. And everybody shows up at 8:30. Y'all are required to do that too, so you can check in. But if it needs a hearing, I expect if you have lawyers to be prepared and maybe short negotiations, but I take the bench at 9 and can start right away. So I can give you the time you need and also hear the rest of the docket if I have to. Okay, I can't hear it today. It's now 4:30. It's too late. And now you know a little bit more about what's going on, a little bit more about what the court will or will not do. I'm fully expecting to do temporary orders with a 1-year-old, just so you're aware, unless you all have crystal balls and come in are very persuasive about a final order on a 1-year-old of what's going to happen for the next 17 years. Chances are I'm going to do a temporary order, so that's shorter and sweeter and more condensed on visitation is the priority, and including the support issues, of course, but visitation. And usually these cases last 2 hours and then possibly 3. I don't think I can give you that much time, at least 2 hours. I probably could squeeze in if we start right away. So then I'm resetting it for, I believe a Thursday, September 25th at 8:30 in Hayes in person at the Justice Center, or what is it called? I have 6 counties and 6 different courtrooms and 6 different names for my buildings. So this
It's
one,
Stagecoach, I believe, listed.
do you remember?
It's the Hayes County
I'm sorry.
Government Center is the name.
The government.
Yes.
Center. Thank you. Now it rings a bell. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so this is my priority case for that day. So get your ducks lined in a row. If you do great, it goes quicker. If you get a lawyer, that's even better because they know how to present cases more efficiently. But if you don't, I'm stuck with the he said, she said, and in person, I'd rather do that for you all or to you all instead of on the computer. And if you have documentation or anybody has any kind of pieces of paper you want to share, instead of having one to pass around to the court and to the other parties and to the AG, you might be wise and try to make copies ahead of time, extra copies that can be passed around so that cuts down on looking at paperwork. Okay, then thank you. You're going to get a reset order from the AG. It's whether you like it or not, it's being reset. If you're not there on that date, this is your notice. If this is your legal notice, they're going to put it in writing and send you an email with a reset order. They'll ask you to sign it. But even if you don't sign it, you're in open court on the record, being told by the judge your court date for the 3rd time or 5th time or whatever. Thursday, September 25th, 2025 at 8:30 in the Government Center in Hayes County in person. If you're not there, you could be defaulted. So you pretty much lose if you're not there to tell your side. So make sure you come back. And the better prepared you are, the quicker it'll be. And I'll thank you for that. Then do you need them? Do you want to do a reset order now to get them to sign, or do you just want them to leave and check. for any-
I do have one prepared. I do need to make an edit to it. So if they could stay for maybe
Yeah.
10 minutes, I will send it out via DocuSign, have them sign, and then we can be
That
done
would
with
be
it
cool.
today.
So don't leave. I'm gonna stop my recordings. I'll put you back in a break room, I think. And I'll take a short break and come back and y'all can tell me what happened to the rest of the docket. Thank you, folks. Thank you for your patience and cooperation today. We'll see you #1 on September 25th. That concludes this hearing. Let me stop my live stream first.